Hi, everybody. This is a continuation of where we were. Well, they're always a continuation. Continuing here, just fiddling around with Derek. So in the last video, I'd been trying to get those little side braces you see me fooling with there in place. So those, again, is the delineation between the back of the baggage area and the front of the tail cone. All right. I mean, you see them in regular airplanes as well. Well, this is a regular airplane. You see them in other airplanes. You got to kind of fit those in place and cleco them in. They actually not only provide a gateway to the back, but as you can see, there are several stiffening bends in them. They actually provide a lot of support to the overall structure. So it's important that they get put in, and they're not easy, and in any way to actually get in. I mean, from the outside anyway, because you basically have to just jiggle and wiggle and push, but not too hard because you don't want to hurt anything. And once they're finally in, thank goodness, it actually all works. So Derek was by, my buddy Derek, first officer, and helped me put those in, and along with that little top brace that you see as well. So now that all those are in place, the next step is there are some lugs. They're described as lugs. That's all I know. This is for where your seatbelt will connect to the back. Right, so the harness, and I'm going to have a 5-point harness in mine. 2 for the shoulders, 2 for the legs, 1 for the crotchal area. And you need something really strong like that if you're going to be doing aerobatics. So that is where these are going to connect in the back. And these actually slip up and attach to the top of the tail cone. If you look way on back, when we were doing the tail cone, geez, years, I don't even remember when I did it. There was a string of size number 40 holes that you drill on the top of the front of the tail cone. That's where these are going in. So it's just 2 pieces of metal. Well, one interesting note about it is that you wind up separating. So it's 2 pieces together, and there's a left and a right. And you wind up separating both pieces into their individual left and right components. Now, one of the pieces is identical, and it doesn't matter which side you use it on. The other one, however, is left and right-handed, and the plans do not say left or right. Normally, it always says separate the pieces. This will be the left, and this will be the right. Here, it did not do that. Thankfully, once you rivet the 2 sub-pieces to make the assembly, and you put it into place, they'll only fit. One will only fit in one way, so that's nice at least. Okay, so Derek had to go. So now I'm doing whatever I can to put as many rivets in place as I can without having to crawl inside. All right, so the first step is, once the side braces are on, you see those in, is you're going to be riveting up the top half of the tail cone fuselage joining area. That includes not only the tops of the sides, but also that very top sliver piece as well. There's a few that you don't do right now because there are other things that are going to be riveted in later. Front supports to that roll cage, and oh geez, there it fell, and things like that. So there are some that you don't rivet. Great. And there are a lot that you will. So part of doing this is that, these are big sections of skins, and the instructions say, to avoid oil canning or pillowing, please rivet these in very specific directions. So as I'm riveting down the side of the fuselage here in just a few minutes, you're going to see that I don't start from the top and go down. I actually start from like a halfway point, and then I rivet upwards and downwards, right? We've done this before. Anytime you have a large skin type thing going on, you don't just go from one side to the other, right? You work from the center and you work outward, to avoid any asymmetrical, who knows, anything. You don't want any twist, you don't want any warping, and I can't even begin to describe or tell you how the hell that actually works, other than I just do it as I'm told. So here's a much better view of the area where the fuselage and the tail cone come together. So here, of course, I'm working down and up and not adjusting the camera. Now I'm working on the other side and not bothering showing you. There we go. Thankfully, these ones in the front are very easy. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this. I pretty much get to the point. Now, you're going to see me trying to move my hand behind there. Look at that. I can't reach back there. What am I thinking? Those are ones that actually need, or rivets that actually need two people. And so in the next video, you're going to see that. So thank you for joining me in the next video. Things get interesting, and I'll see you soon.